In the heart of Ireland's emerald landscape, where misty mornings give way to sunlit glens, there's a legend that dances in the shadows and whispers through the leaves, the Leprechaun. With a mischievous glint in their eyes and a sparkle of ancient magic, these tiny beings have captured imaginations and hearts for centuries. Leprechauns are often portrayed in popular culture as charming little figures dressed in green, with a penchant for mischief and a fondness for hiding pots of gold at the end of rainbows. They have become symbols of whimsy and good fortune, showing up in everything from festive decorations to whimsical fairy tales. Their image has been embraced in countless films, books, and even cereal boxes, often as playful characters who bring a touch of magic to the everyday. But behind the playful facade lies a story that is both profound and poignant. The Leprechaun myth is more than just a charming tale, it's a reflection of a culture's values and history. For centuries, the leprechaun has been a part of Irish folklore, embodying both the mystery and the magic of the Emerald Isle. These little fairies, with their secretive ways and hidden treasures, tap into something deeply human, a longing for wonder, for a touch of the extraordinary in the midst of the mundane. The importance of this myth extends far beyond mere entertainment. It serves as a vessel for preserving cultural heritage and history. Each leprechaun story, passed down through generations, holds fragments of ancient Irish beliefs, traditions, and the deep connection the Irish people have with their land. The leprechaun is not just a character, it is a living piece of Irish identity and history. In the old Irish tales, leprechauns were often depicted as solitary figures, living in secluded corners of the world. They were guardians of ancient secrets and keepers of treasure, hidden away from the eyes of the common folk. Their treasure was not just gold, but a symbol of something greater, hope, dreams, and the promise of magic in a world that often felt ordinary and routine. For those who have grown up hearing these stories, leprechauns evoke a sense of nostalgia and magic. They are a reminder of a simpler time when fairy tales and legends were as real as the everyday challenges people faced. The excitement of spotting a leprechaun or finding a hidden treasure was a way to escape the mundane, if only for a moment. The leprechaun, with its mischievous grin and sparkling eyes, offered a glimpse of a world where magic was just around the corner. The myth of the leprechaun also serves as a poignant reflection on the human desire for wonder and mystery. In an age where everything is often explained away by science and reason, the leprechaun stands as a symbol of the unknown and the magical. It reminds us that not everything in life can be understood or controlled, and that sometimes the most precious moments are those that defy explanation. The leprechaun's role in modern culture, from leprechaun-themed parties to holiday festivities, underscores its lasting relevance. The joy and excitement that leprechauns bring are a testament to the enduring power of folklore to connect people across generations. They remind us of the magic that exists in everyday life, if only we are willing to believe in it. In every twinkling eye and mischievous smile, the leprechaun continues to capture our hearts and imaginations. The myth is not just a relic of the past, it is a living tradition that keeps the magic of Irish folklore alive in our hearts today. Beneath the ancient hills of Ireland, where the earth seems to whisper secrets of old, lies a world of myths and legends as old as the land itself. The stories told around flickering fires and under starlit skies weave the tapestry of magic and wonder, where gods, fairies, and heroes come to life in ways that stir the heart and captivate the imagination. In the heart of these tales are the Celts, a people whose myths painted a world where the mystical and the mundane intertwined seamlessly. Their legends spoke of a land filled with magical beings, epic battles, and timeless quests. The Celts believed that their world was not just inhabited by humans, but also by a host of otherworldly creatures, each with their own stories and significance. At the center of these ancient tales are the Tuatha Dé Danann, a race of gods and goddesses whose presence permeates Irish mythology. They were said to have come from the sky, descending to Ireland on clouds or in magical ships. These beings were not just powerful deities, but also embodied the ideals and values of the Celtic people. They were celebrated for their wisdom, beauty, and strength, and their stories became a cornerstone of Irish myth. The Tuatha Dé Danann were depicted as a people of incredible skill and magic. Their talents ranged from crafting enchanted objects to wielding immense power over nature itself. They were known for their ability to shapeshift, their control over the elements, and their keen understanding of the hidden world that lay just beyond human sight. Their tales are filled with heroic deeds, epic battles, and a deep connection to the land they inhabited. One of the most poignant aspects of the Tuatha Dé Danann is their role as protectors of Ireland. They were believed to guard sacred places and keep the balance between the natural and supernatural worlds. Their stories often involve interactions with humans, where they offer guidance, challenge heroes, or simply observe from the shadows. These encounters are infused with a sense of mystery and reverence, as if the gods themselves were quietly watching over the land. The Tuatha Dé Danann's influence extended beyond their own stories, connecting them to other mythological beings and traditions. In the rich tapestry of Celtic folklore, their presence is often intertwined with the Fae, the Leprechauns, and other mystical creatures. These beings, while smaller and less powerful, are seen as part of the same magical world that the Tuatha Dé Danann inhabited. They share the same traits of mystery, magic, and an intricate relationship with the natural world. The Fae, for instance, are often portrayed as mischievous but benevolent, echoing the qualities of the Tuatha Dé Danann. Their interactions with humans are filled with enchantment and wonder, creating a sense of magic in the everyday. Similarly, leprechauns, though much smaller in stature, are a continuation of the magical legacy of the Tuatha Dé Danann. They embody the trickster spirit and the hidden treasures of the old myths, reminding people of the magic that lies just out of reach. The stories of these beings are more than just tales, they are echoes of an ancient belief system that viewed the world as a place of wonder and mystery. The Celts saw their surroundings as alive with magic, with every hill, stream, and forest holding its own secrets and stories. The Tuatha Dé Danann, along with the Fae and leprechauns, are symbols of a time when the world was filled with enchantment and every moment was touched by the divine. These myths and legends have not only shaped the cultural identity of Ireland, but have also left a lasting imprint on the collective imagination of humanity. They remind us of a time when magic was real, and the boundaries between the ordinary and the extraordinary were blurred. The stories of the Tuatha Dé Danann and their mythical companions offer a glimpse into a world where the divine and the earthly coexist, where every shadow holds a secret and every breeze carries a whisper of magic. The heart of these legends beats with the rhythm of ancient Ireland, echoing through the ages and reminding us of the timeless allure of the mystical and the magical. Each tale is a fragment of a larger story, a piece of a puzzle that, when put together, reveals the profound and enchanting world of the Celts and their gods. In the misty, green landscape of Ireland, where ancient stones tell stories of ages past, there exists a tale as old as the land itself, the tale of the Leprechaun. These enchanting beings have captivated hearts for centuries, but their story is far more intricate and poignant than many realize. The Leprechaun myth has traveled through time, shaped by historical events and evolving with the changes in society. The earliest records of leprechauns are not as whimsical as modern portrayals might suggest. They first appear in historical texts and chronicles as mysterious figures whose origins are rooted in the very fabric of Ireland's past. In the 8th century, leprechauns were mentioned in the writings of early Irish monks and historians. These accounts describe them as solitary fairies or spirits, often associated with the natural world and imbued with magical qualities. Unlike the cheerful leprechauns of today, these early mentions depicted them as somewhat aloof and enigmatic. Over the centuries, the image of the leprechaun has evolved, reflecting the changing times and societal influences. During the medieval period, as Ireland experienced waves of foreign invasions and cultural shifts, the leprechaun myth was adapted to fit the new context. The Norman invasion, for example, brought new elements into Irish folklore, blending local myths with those from other cultures. The leprechaun, once a solitary figure, began to be depicted with a more defined personality and characteristics, such as their fondness for gold and trickery. This period marked the beginning of the leprechaun's transformation into the mischievous figure we recognize today. The influence of historical events did not stop with invasions. The 17th and 18th centuries brought significant changes to Ireland, including political upheaval and social transformation. As the country faced struggles for independence and changes in leadership, the leprechaun myth adapted once more. The leprechaun became a symbol of resilience and hope, a reminder of a magical world that existed despite the challenges of the time. This era saw the rise of romanticized tales and folklore, where leprechauns were portrayed as endearing and charming, reflecting a sense of nostalgia for a simpler, more magical past. The 19th century, with its wave of industrialization and modernization, further reshaped the leprechaun's image. As Ireland began to embrace new technologies and ways of life, the leprechaun myth was commercialized and popularized. No longer just a symbol of ancient magic, the leprechaun became a fixture in popular culture, appearing in literature, art, and even advertisements. The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow became a common trope, symbolizing both luck and the enduring appeal of folklore in a rapidly changing world. Through all these transformations, the leprechaun has remained a symbol of the enduring magic and mystery of Ireland. The changes in how they are depicted reflect the broader shifts in society, capturing the essence of each era's hopes, fears, and dreams. Despite the commercialization and evolving images, the core of the leprechaun myth remains a connection to the magical and the extraordinary. The historical journey of the leprechaun is a testament to the power of myth and its ability to adapt and thrive through the ages. Each era has left its mark on the leprechaun story, shaping it into the beloved figure we know today. The leprechaun's evolution is a reflection of Ireland's own rich and turbulent history, a reminder of the magic that endures through time and change. In the quiet whispers of the Irish countryside, where ancient stories blend with the rustling leaves, the word leprechaun holds a history as rich and magical as the creature it names. This term, so familiar today, has roots that reach deep into the heart of the Irish language and culture, revealing a story of transformation and mystery. The word leprechaun itself is believed to have come from the Irish term Leprechaun, which is a variation of Leprechaun. This word has been linked to the Old Irish word Leprechaun, meaning small body. The connection to Leprechaun or Lukerpan, an old term for a type of fairy or spirit, hints at the leprechaun's origins as a smaller, lesser-known figure in the world of Irish folklore. Exploring the linguistic roots of leprechaun opens a window into the evolution of this magical being. In Gaelic, the term Leprechaun was used to describe a type of solitary fairy or sprite, often depicted as a small, old man with a mischievous nature. This early depiction reflected the leprechaun's role in the myths as a creature with a hidden, enigmatic quality, far removed from the jolly, green-clad figures of modern times. The evolution of the word shows how language has shaped the myth of the leprechaun over the centuries. As the Irish language absorbed influences from other cultures and languages, the leprechaun story began to adapt. The term leprechaun made its way into English through Irish folklore, gradually changing in meaning and character along the way. In medieval literature and early English translations, the leprechaun was often referred to in various ways, reflecting the different interpretations and adaptations of the myth. Early English texts borrowed from the Irish Leprechaun, but as the myth spread, it was reshaped by new cultural contexts. The leprechaun's image became more defined, influenced by both the language and the imagination of those who told the stories. The linguistic journey of the word leprechaun reveals more than just the history of a term, it reflects the transformation of the leprechaun itself. As the word crossed borders and languages, the leprechaun's character evolved. From a lesser-known fairy in Irish folklore to a globally recognized symbol of magic and mischief, the leprechaun's myth has been shaped by the very language used to describe it. The changes in the word leprechaun mirror the changes in the myth. As the creature's name traveled through different languages and cultures, it picked up new meanings and connotations. In some languages, similar terms for small, mischievous fairies or spirits highlight the leprechaun's role as a trickster and keeper of secrets. These linguistic variations add layers to the leprechaun story, showing how the myth has been adapted and embraced in different cultures. The way language has shaped the leprechaun myth is a testament to the power of words to influence our understanding of the world. The evolution of the term leprechaun shows how a simple word can carry with it centuries of history and cultural significance. As the name changed, so too did the leprechaun's role and image, reflecting the shifting values and imaginations of the times. In the end, the word leprechaun is more than just a label, it is a living connection to the magical stories and folklore of Ireland. Each variation of the word tells a part of the leprechaun story, showing how language and myth are intertwined in a dance of cultural history. The leprechaun's name carries with it the echoes of ancient tales, whispered through the ages and remembered in every mention of this enchanting figure. In the dim light of folklore, where shadows dance and ancient stories come alive, the leprechaun stands as a figure both captivating and elusive. Traditionally, these tiny beings are depicted with a mix of whimsy and charm, their appearance as unique as the tales told about them. The classic image of a leprechaun is that of a small, old man dressed in a green suit. His clothes are often adorned with shiny buckles, and he wears a matching hat, sometimes with a feather tucked into the brim. His beard, white and wispy, adds to his elderly appearance, giving him a look that is both endearing and a bit cheeky. This traditional depiction, rich with details of emerald green and sparkling gold, evokes a sense of magic and timelessness. His small stature, often described as no taller than a child, emphasizes his role as a sprite or fairy rather than a human. Over the centuries, the leprechaun's appearance has not remained static. As tales spread beyond Ireland and into different cultures, the leprechaun's look began to change. In some stories, he appears with a red coat instead of green, reflecting the variations in clothing styles and cultural influences. In other depictions, his hat might be taller or his shoes more pointed. These changes show how the leprechaun has adapted to fit different times and places, each new look adding a layer to his rich history. In rural Ireland, where ancient stories still linger, the leprechaun is often described as having a more rugged, earthy appearance. His clothes might be patched and worn, reflecting a life lived among the elements. This version of the leprechaun, with his rough-hewn look, suggests a connection to the land and a life of solitude, away from the glittering image of modern times. The leprechaun's characteristics are not just for show, they carry symbolic meaning that resonates with the human experience. His small size and old age symbolize wisdom and the passage of time. Despite his diminutive stature, he is a figure of great significance in folklore, often depicted as a guardian of ancient secrets and hidden treasures. His attire, especially the green color, links him to nature and the natural world, reinforcing his role as a creature of the earth, deeply connected to its magic and mystery. The green suit of the leprechaun also symbolizes prosperity and good fortune. Green is often associated with luck, growth, and renewal, making it a fitting color for a being known for hiding pots of gold and granting wishes. The leprechaun's love of gold, and his cleverness in hiding it, reflects the human desire for wealth and the lengths people go to secure their fortunes. His appearance is a reminder of the mysteries that lie just beyond the surface of the ordinary world. In different regions, the leprechaun's appearance continues to evolve, shaped by local traditions and cultural influences. In some areas, he might wear more elaborate clothing, reflecting the local fashion of the times. In others, his look might be simplified, emphasizing his role as a humble fairy rather than a grandiose figure. These regional variations in his appearance highlight the leprechaun's ability to adapt and endure, maintaining his charm and magic across different cultures and eras. Every change in the leprechaun's appearance tells a part of his story, showing how he has been seen through the ages. From the traditional green-clad figure of Irish folklore to the many modern interpretations, the leprechaun remains a symbol of magic, mystery, and the enduring allure of the unknown. His physical characteristics are more than just details, they are a reflection of the deep, emotional connection people have with this enchanting figure, a reminder of the magic that can be found in the most unexpected places. In the heart of Ireland, where every hill and stream seems to whisper ancient tales, the leprechaun occupies a unique place in the fabric of society. This small, elusive figure has been woven into the cultural tapestry of Ireland, touching both the daily lives and the dreams of its people. In ancient and medieval Ireland, the leprechaun was more than just a mythical figure. He was a symbol of the land's deep connection with the magical and the mysterious. The leprechaun's presence in these times was a reflection of the people's belief in a world where magic and nature were intertwined. In a society deeply rooted in folklore, the leprechaun was seen as a guardian of hidden treasures and ancient secrets, embodying the enchantment that seemed to seep from the very soil of Ireland. Rural Ireland, with its sprawling fields and ancient forests, provided the perfect backdrop for the leprechaun's mythical world. Here, in the quiet solitude of the countryside, the leprechaun was a familiar figure, part of the daily folklore that bound communities together. Stories of encounters with leprechauns were shared around hearths and in fields, often told with a mixture of awe and reverence. These tales carried lessons about cleverness and caution, wrapped in the charm of the leprechaun's mischief and magic. In contrast, as Ireland's towns and cities began to grow, the leprechaun's role and perception shifted. Urban settings brought new challenges and influences, changing how the leprechaun was seen. The bustling city life, with its focus on progress and modernization, had less room for the quiet magic of rural folklore. The leprechaun became more of a quaint relic, a symbol of an old world cherished but set aside for the demands of contemporary life. Yet even in the urban environment, the leprechaun found a place, though often transformed. He appeared in popular culture and festive celebrations, a nostalgic reminder of the magic and mystery that still lingered beneath the surface of modern life. The leprechaun's mischievous grin and tales of hidden gold were adapted to fit the new rhythms of city life, offering a touch of whimsy and enchantment to an otherwise busy and practical world. The interaction between leprechauns and humans is one of the most captivating aspects of their myth. In rural settings, leprechauns were believed to have a more direct and personal connection with people. Encounters with them were seen as rare but significant, often filled with lessons or warnings. Stories of finding a leprechaun's hidden treasure or receiving a gift of good fortune were passed down through generations, each tale adding to the leprechaun's mystique and importance in everyday life. In these stories, the leprechaun's interactions were a mix of playful trickery and genuine magic. They were known to offer help in times of need, but often with a twist or a lesson hidden within their actions. The leprechaun's gifts were not just about material wealth, but also about the values of cleverness, humility, and the importance of believing in the extraordinary. As the leprechaun's image evolved with the changing times, the essence of these interactions remained a cherished part of Irish culture. The leprechaun continued to be a figure of fascination and wonder, a symbol of the magical world that once seemed so close. Even as society moved forward, the stories of the leprechaun served as a reminder of the mysteries that lie just beyond the ordinary, a touch of magic in a world that often seemed to leave it behind. In both rural and urban settings, the leprechaun's role in Irish society reflects the deep-seated love for folklore and the magical. He represents a connection to a world where enchantment is real, where every stone and tree might hide a story or a secret. The leprechaun's presence, whether in the quiet of the countryside or the buzz of the city, continues to captivate and inspire, a symbol of the magic that endures through time and change. At the heart of the leprechaun's lore lies a shimmering promise that has captivated hearts for generations, a pot of gold hidden at the end of the rainbow. This iconic image of treasure is not just a whimsical addition to the leprechaun myth, but a powerful symbol woven into the very fabric of the stories that surround these elusive creatures. The legend of the pot of gold has its origins in ancient folklore, where the leprechaun was said to possess hidden riches that could only be discovered by the clever and the lucky. This treasure was often depicted as a pot overflowing with gold coins, a dazzling sight that promised wealth and fortune to anyone who could find it. The connection between leprechauns and gold can be traced back to early Irish myths, where these small fairies were believed to guard precious treasures hidden away from the world. The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, however, is a later addition to the leprechaun story, becoming popular in the 19th century. Rainbows, with their fleeting beauty and elusive nature, perfectly match the mysterious aura of the leprechaun's treasure. The idea that such a magical sight could lead to unimaginable wealth captured the imagination of many, turning the leprechaun's hidden riches into a symbol of hope and possibility. In the rich tapestry of folklore, the symbolism of the leprechaun's treasure is deeply intertwined with the themes of wealth and fortune. Gold represents not just material wealth, but also the promise of a brighter future. In a world where many sought prosperity and security, the leprechaun's treasure became a powerful symbol of the dreams and desires that lay just out of reach. The allure of finding this treasure was more than just about the gold. It was about the possibility of changing one's life with a single, magical discovery. The stories surrounding the leprechaun's treasure are as varied as they are enchanting. Tales of people who have encountered leprechauns and tried to claim their gold are filled with suspense and wonder. In some stories, a lucky individual manages to capture a leprechaun and demands the treasure in exchange for his freedom. The leprechaun, bound by his own rules, often leads the seeker on a wild chase, with the treasure always remaining just out of reach. These stories are filled with lessons about the nature of luck, cleverness, and the consequences of greed. One well-known tale tells of a man who, after capturing a leprechaun, is shown the location of his pot of gold. However, in his eagerness, he takes his eyes off the leprechaun for just a moment, and the magical being vanishes, leaving the man empty-handed. This story, like many others, serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between desire and contentment. It highlights the idea that the pursuit of treasure can be as enchanting as the treasure itself, but it also carries risks and consequences. Another tale features a clever farmer who, after a series of encounters with leprechauns, manages to secure a portion of their treasure. However, instead of hoarding it for himself, he uses the gold to help his community, bringing prosperity and happiness to those around him. This story emphasizes the idea that true wealth lies not in the possession of gold but in the generosity and kindness with which it is used. Through these stories, the leprechaun's treasure becomes more than just a pot of gold. It transforms into a symbol of the human condition. It represents the dreams and aspirations that drive people forward, the hope that something magical might change their lives, and the moral lessons that come with such desires. The elusive nature of the treasure, always just beyond grasp, mirrors the way people chase their dreams, learning along the way about the value of patience, integrity, and generosity. The legend of the leprechaun's treasure continues to captivate imaginations, its golden allure a reminder of the magic that can be found in the pursuit of dreams. The pot of gold, with its promise of fortune and its symbolic weight, holds a special place in the heart of folklore, touching on themes of hope, ambition, and the quest for something greater. In every tale of the leprechaun's treasure, there lies a piece of the human experience, a story of wonder that resonates with the timeless desire for magic and the promise of a brighter future. In the heart of Ireland's rolling hills and ancient woodlands, where the land is alive with whispers of old legends, the leprechaun is intricately linked with nature. These tiny, elusive beings are more than just tricksters, they are woven into the very fabric of the natural world, reflecting a profound connection with the environment around them. From the earliest tales, leprechauns have been associated with the natural world in a way that mirrors the deep respect and reverence the Irish people have for their land. Traditionally, leprechauns are said to dwell in hidden places, under old oak trees, near ancient stone circles, or at the edge of secluded forests. These locations are not just random but are chosen for their deep connection to nature and the earth's ancient rhythms. The leprechaun's home in the natural world speaks to a harmony between the magical and the earthly, suggesting that they are custodians of the land's hidden secrets and wonders. Leprechauns also play a role in the agricultural and seasonal cycles of Irish folklore. In many stories, they are linked to the cycles of planting and harvesting, reflecting the close relationship between the land and its caretakers. It is said that leprechauns, with their deep knowledge of the earth, can influence the growth of crops and the success of harvests. Their magic is thought to be connected to the fertility of the soil and the abundance of the land. In times of old, farmers would offer small tokens or perform rituals to honor these magical beings, hoping for a bountiful harvest or good fortune in their agricultural endeavors. The leprechaun's influence is particularly noted in stories about seasonal changes. As the seasons shift, the leprechaun's activities are said to reflect the changes in the natural world. During spring, they might be seen engaging in playful activities that signal the renewal of life and the blossoming of nature. In summer, their presence might be linked to the fullness of the growing season and the abundance of the harvest. As autumn arrives, they are often associated with the gathering of the bounty from the fields and the preparation for the colder months. Winter might bring tales of leprechauns resting or hiding away, waiting for the return of spring. Specific landscapes and locations are also steeped in leprechaun myths. Ancient stone circles, particularly those that are older and have a mystical reputation, are often said to be places where leprechauns gather or where their treasure might be hidden. These sites are believed to be sacred, imbued with magic from the time when the earth was young. The rolling hills and deep, hidden valleys of Ireland are often the setting for stories of leprechauns' lairs, reflecting a deep connection between the magical beings and the untamed beauty of the natural landscape. One poignant story tells of a hidden glen where leprechauns are said to dance under the moonlight, their laughter mingling with the rustling of the leaves. This glen, shrouded in mist and mystery, is a place where nature and magic come together, symbolizing a world where the boundaries between reality and fantasy blur. Such stories evoke a sense of wonder and remind us of the magic that can be found in the natural world if one knows where to look. The leprechauns' connection to the natural world is more than just a backdrop for their tales, it is a fundamental part of their essence. They are seen as guardians of the land's secrets and protectors of its hidden treasures. Their presence in the natural world reflects a deep respect for the environment, a recognition of the magic that lies within the earth itself. These stories and beliefs highlight the leprechaun's role as a bridge between the human world and the magical realm of nature. In every tale of the leprechaun's interaction with the environment, there is a sense of enchantment and reverence for the land that speaks to a universal longing for a deeper connection with the world around us. The leprechaun's presence, whether in the rustle of leaves, the whisper of the wind, or the sparkle of a hidden stream, serves as a reminder of the magic that lies in the natural world and the mysteries it holds. In the vast tapestry of global folklore, the leprechaun is not alone. Around the world, there are other magical beings that share similarities with the leprechaun, each adding their own unique touch to the stories of small, elusive creatures with a flair for mischief. In Europe, gnomes, dwarves, and kobolds stand as counterparts to the leprechaun. Gnomes, found in Germanic folklore, are often depicted as small, earthy beings who live underground and guard treasures. They share with leprechauns a love for hidden wealth and a deep connection to the land. Like leprechauns, gnomes are seen as protectors of their domains, often appearing in tales that highlight their cleverness and their role as guardians of hidden riches. Dwarves, also rooted in Germanic mythology, are known for their craftsmanship and their ability to create magical artifacts. These sturdy, industrious beings, often portrayed with long beards and a knack for mining, have a rich history of interacting with human heroes and gods. While dwarves are more focused on their skills and their role in creating powerful objects, they share the leprechaun's affinity for precious treasures and their enigmatic nature. Kobolds, from German and Scandinavian folklore, are mischievous household spirits who can be both helpful and troublesome. They are known for their trickery and their ability to influence household affairs, similar to the leprechaun's playful and sometimes frustrating antics. Kobolds often inhabit the domestic sphere, bringing a touch of magic and mischief into everyday life, much like the leprechauns who enjoy playing tricks on humans. Comparing these European figures with the leprechaun, one can see threads of commonality. All these creatures are small, magical, and often associated with wealth or hidden knowledge. They embody a mix of mischief and mystery, weaving their way into the folklore of their respective cultures with stories that highlight their interactions with the human world. Looking beyond Europe, trickster figures appear in various cultures, each with their own distinctive traits. In Native American folklore, the coyote is a well-known trickster, embodying a blend of cleverness and mischief. The coyote's antics and cunning ways bear a resemblance to the leprechaun's trickster nature, as both figures delight in outwitting others and shifting the balance of power through their cleverness. In African folklore, Anansi the spider is another trickster figure who uses his intelligence to navigate challenges and teach important lessons. Anansi's stories often involve clever plans and humorous situations, akin to the leprechaun's playful schemes and the lessons embedded in his tales. In Asian cultures, the kitsune, a mythical fox from Japanese folklore, is known for its shape-shifting abilities and its role as a cunning trickster. The kitsune's blend of magic and mischief echoes the leprechaun's characteristics, showing how different cultures have their own versions of magical beings who play with human perceptions and expectations. These global trickster figures, while diverse in their cultural contexts, share common threads with the leprechaun. They all embody qualities of cleverness, magic, and an ability to challenge or alter the human experience. The similarities among these figures reflect a universal fascination with the interplay between magic and reality, and the ways in which mythical creatures can illuminate the human condition. As stories of these magical beings cross cultural boundaries, they also influence and enrich each other. The Leprechaun's tales, with their rich blend of mischief and magic, resonate with similar themes found in other folklore traditions. This cross-cultural exchange adds depth and variety to the stories of these enigmatic beings, creating a tapestry of global mythology that highlights our shared human fascination with the magical and the mysterious. In every corner of the world, from the rolling hills of Ireland to the deserts of North America, the stories of these small, magical creatures remind us of the power of folklore to capture our imaginations and reflect our deepest desires and fears. Through their tales, we see the universal threads that connect us all, woven together by the enduring allure of the magical world. In the quiet corners of Ireland's history, where the echoes of ancient chants and the soft hum of old legends linger, the arrival of Christianity brought profound changes to the landscape of folklore. The leprechaun, once a symbol of pagan magic and mystery, found itself entangled in a new narrative, reshaped by the arrival of a new faith. Christianity's impact on Irish folklore was both gentle and sweeping, gradually weaving itself into the fabric of the local beliefs and traditions. As the new religion took root, it didn't erase the old stories but rather transformed them, reimagining ancient myths through a Christian lens. This process wasn't about eradicating the old ways but about integrating them into a new worldview that could coexist with the teachings of the Church. The leprechaun's place in this new world was a testament to this transformation. Once a figure of pagan folklore, linked to the earth and its secrets, the leprechaun began to take on new meanings as Christian ideals took hold. The ancient stories of magical beings guarding treasures and living in hidden places became allegories, reflecting the moral and spiritual lessons of Christianity. In this Christianized version of Ireland, leprechauns continued to embody the characteristics of cleverness and mischief, but their role started to reflect the broader themes of Christian morality. They were often portrayed as figures who could be outwitted or tricked, symbolizing the struggle between good and evil, or the eternal battle between human virtue and vice. The leprechaun's tricks and deceptions were seen not just as playful antics but as tests of character, aligning with Christian values that emphasized the importance of wisdom and integrity. The transformation of pagan myths into Christian allegories is evident in how leprechaun tales were adapted to convey moral lessons. Stories that once celebrated the leprechaun's magical tricks and hidden treasures began to serve as cautionary tales. The lessons embedded in these stories reflected Christian teachings about humility, the dangers of greed, and the virtue of patience. In this way, the leprechaun's mischievous nature was recontextualized, turning him into a character who not only entertained but also instructed. The leprechaun's role in a Christianized Ireland also mirrored the broader integration of pagan traditions into Christian practice. Just as ancient festivals and rituals were adapted to fit the Christian calendar, so too were the old myths reshaped to reflect the values and teachings of the new faith. The leprechaun, once a guardian of hidden gold, became a figure who could be both amusing and instructive, his role evolving to fit within the moral framework of Christian teachings. In this transformed landscape, the leprechaun's hidden treasures took on new significance. They were no longer just symbols of earthly wealth, but became metaphors for spiritual riches and the quest for divine truth. The idea of finding a leprechaun's gold was no longer simply about gaining material wealth, but about seeking deeper understanding and wisdom. The treasure, once a physical prize, was now a symbol of spiritual fulfillment and moral enlightenment. As Christianity became more deeply woven into the fabric of Irish life, the leprechaun stories continued to thrive, now carrying layers of meaning that reflected both the old and new worlds. The leprechaun, with his playful tricks and hidden treasures, became a bridge between the ancient pagan past and the Christian present. His role in the folklore of Christianized Ireland was a reminder of the continuity of tradition and the ways in which old beliefs could be transformed to fit new contexts. In this evolving narrative, the leprechaun's presence in Irish folklore serves as a poignant symbol of cultural resilience and adaptation. He stands as a testament to the ways in which ancient traditions can be reinterpreted and integrated into new belief systems, preserving their essence while evolving to meet the needs of a changing world. The leprechaun, with his mischievous smile and hidden gold, remains a beloved figure, embodying the rich tapestry of Ireland's spiritual and cultural journey. In the shadowy corners of medieval Ireland, where the flicker of candlelight danced on ancient manuscripts and the echoes of oral traditions still whispered through the air, the leprechaun emerged as a captivating figure in the world of literature. These small, elusive beings began to make their mark in the pages of medieval texts, revealing a rich tapestry of cultural imagination and artistic expression. Medieval Irish literature, filled with tales of heroism, enchantment, and the supernatural, often featured references to leprechauns. These early depictions were not always as we know them today. They were part of a broader narrative that wove together the threads of mythology and reality. The leprechaun, in these ancient writings, appeared as a symbol of mystery and magic, reflecting the deep-seated belief in a world where the boundaries between the mundane and the mystical were fluid and ever-changing. One of the earliest known references to leprechauns can be found in the Leabharg Hala Aaron, the Book of Invasions, a medieval manuscript that chronicles the history of Ireland through myth and legend. Here, leprechauns are mentioned in passing, hinting at their role in the rich tapestry of Irish folklore. They are portrayed as tricksters, weaving their way through the pages with a blend of mischief and magic that captures the imagination. In medieval poetry and prose, leprechauns are often depicted with a mixture of admiration and caution. Poets and writers of the time described them as clever and elusive, capable of both enchanting and outwitting those who crossed their paths. Their appearances in literature were marked by a sense of otherworldly charm, as they danced on the edges of the human experience, embodying the mystery and wonder of the supernatural world. The leprechaun's role in medieval literature was not limited to mere appearances. Writers and poets explored their characteristics in depth, delving into their magical abilities and the lore surrounding their hidden treasures. In some tales, leprechauns were depicted as guardians of ancient knowledge and wealth, their pot of gold serving as both a literal and symbolic representation of hidden truths and secrets. These stories conveyed a sense of awe and reverence for the leprechaun's enigmatic nature, painting them as both protectors and tricksters who held the keys to magical realms beyond human understanding. The influence of leprechauns on later literary works is profound and far-reaching. As medieval literature gave way to the Renaissance and beyond, the image of the leprechaun evolved, yet their essence remained deeply rooted in the tales of old. The leprechaun's presence in medieval texts laid the groundwork for their continued prominence in later literature and folklore, inspiring writers and poets to explore their character and symbolism in new and imaginative ways. In the centuries following the medieval period, the leprechaun's legacy endured, with later literary works drawing on the rich traditions established by their medieval predecessors. The leprechaun's mischievous nature and connection to hidden treasure became central themes in stories that spanned genres and generations. Writers continued to build upon the medieval depictions, adding layers of complexity and nuance to the character, while preserving the core elements that made the leprechaun such a captivating figure. The leprechaun's journey through medieval literature is a testament to the enduring power of myth and the ways in which stories evolve and adapt over time. From the early references in ancient manuscripts to their continued presence in modern literature, the leprechaun remains a symbol of the magical and mysterious, reflecting humanity's timeless fascination with the unseen and the extraordinary. The echoes of medieval tales continue to resonate, reminding us of the deep and lasting impact of these ancient stories on our collective imagination. In the swirl of modern culture, where ancient tales meet contemporary imagination, the leprechaun has danced through the pages of 19th and 20th century literature and leaped onto screens across the world. This enchanting creature, once confined to the folklore of Ireland, has found a new life in modern literature and media, reflecting both a continuity of tradition and a reshaping of myth. In the 19th century, the leprechaun began to step out of the shadows of myth and into the spotlight of literary works. Writers such as William Allingham and James Stephens contributed to the leprechaun's evolving image. Allingham's collection, The Leprechaun and Other Fairy Tales, depicted leprechauns with a whimsical charm that captured the imagination of readers. His leprechauns, with their mischievous nature and hidden gold, were portrayed as endearing tricksters who bridged the gap between the magical and the real. James Stephens, in The Crock of Gold, presented leprechauns as both comical and wise. His portrayal added depth to the leprechaun's character, blending humor with a touch of the profound. In Stephen's world, leprechauns were not merely tricksters but beings with their own wisdom and a certain melancholy, reflecting a more complex and layered understanding of these magical creatures. As the 20th century unfolded, the leprechaun's presence expanded into the realms of film, television, and advertising. In cinema, the leprechaun's image was transformed by both reverence and satire. Films such as Leprechaun, 1993, starring Warwick Davis, introduced a darker, more sinister side to the leprechaun myth. This portrayal, while a departure from the playful folklore, added a new dimension to the character, showcasing how ancient myths could be reinterpreted through modern lenses. Television shows also embraced the leprechaun, often highlighting their whimsical and mischievous traits. Programs aimed at younger audiences portrayed leprechauns as friendly and humorous characters, helping to cement their place in popular culture. Shows like The Leprechaun's Christmas Gold, 1981, presented a kinder, gentler leprechaun who embarked on adventures that emphasized friendship and magic. In the world of advertising, the leprechaun's image became a powerful symbol of luck and charm. The leprechaun mascot for Lucky Charms cereal, first introduced in 1964, became an iconic figure. With his green suit and mischievous grin, he embodied a playful, magical aura that resonated with both children and adults. This modern depiction, with its catchy jingles and cheerful demeanor, helped to solidify the leprechaun's role as a symbol of good fortune and fun. Contemporary culture has reshaped the leprechaun myth in ways that both honor and reinvent the original stories. While the traditional leprechaun was a figure of mystery and magic, modern interpretations have varied from lighthearted and charming to darker and more complex. This evolution reflects broader cultural shifts and the ways in which ancient myths are adapted to fit new contexts and audiences. The leprechaun's journey from ancient folklore to modern media is a testament to the enduring power of myth and storytelling. Through literature, film, television, and advertising, the leprechaun has been reimagined and redefined, embodying different aspects of human experience and imagination. Each new portrayal adds to the rich tapestry of the leprechaun's legacy, bridging the gap between the old and the new, and keeping the magic of this captivating figure alive in contemporary culture. In the soft glow of evening fires and the crackling warmth of hearths, where families gathered close and stories flowed like honey, the leprechaun's tale was passed from one generation to the next. Oral storytelling, with its vivid imagery and enchanting rhythms, became the lifeblood of leprechaun lore, preserving the magic and mystery of these elusive beings for centuries. Oral storytelling was more than just a means of entertainment, it was a sacred ritual that kept the leprechaun's myth alive. Each tale, shared in hushed tones or with boisterous laughter, carried the weight of tradition and the essence of cultural memory. Storytellers, with their gift of narration, played a crucial role in keeping the leprechaun's legacy vibrant. Their words painted pictures of hidden treasures, clever tricks, and whimsical adventures, weaving the leprechaun into the very fabric of Irish folklore. Among the key storytellers, figures like Sean O'Riordan and Patrick Kavanagh were instrumental in preserving and shaping leprechaun lore. Sean O'Riordan, a renowned poet, wove the leprechaun into his works, drawing from the rich tapestry of oral tradition. His verses captured the leprechaun's mischievous spirit and the haunting beauty of Ireland's mythical landscape. Patrick Kavanagh, too, embraced the essence of leprechaun stories in his poetry, blending the old with the new, and giving voice to the ancient legends. Regional variations in leprechaun lore reveal the richness and diversity of Irish storytelling. In the rolling hills of County Kerry, leprechauns were often depicted as solitary figures, guardians of hidden gold buried deep within the earth. Their stories spoke of ancient magic and the land's deep connection to its mystical inhabitants. In contrast, in the lush forests of County Wicklow, leprechauns were seen as playful tricksters who delighted in outwitting unsuspecting travelers. These tales were filled with laughter and lightheartedness, reflecting the more playful side of the leprechaun myth. In the coastal regions of County Donegal, the leprechaun's lore was intertwined with the sea and its legends. Here, leprechauns were thought to be keepers of treasures lost beneath the waves, their stories echoing with the sounds of the ocean and the mysteries of the deep. These tales were steeped in the salt and spray of the sea, adding a unique flavor to the leprechaun's myth. Each region contributed its own flavors and nuances to the leprechaun story, enriching the overall lore and ensuring its survival across different landscapes and communities. The oral tradition allowed these variations to flourish, with each storyteller adding their own touch to the ever-evolving myth. This diversity of storytelling not only preserved the leprechaun's legacy but also highlighted the ways in which myths can adapt and grow within different cultural contexts. Through the art of oral storytelling, the leprechaun's myth has traveled far beyond its origins, carried by the voices of countless storytellers who have breathed life into the tales of old. The leprechaun's presence in these stories continues to captivate and inspire, a testament to the enduring power of folklore and the deep connection between people and their traditions. Each story, shared around a fire or whispered under the stars, keeps the leprechaun's magic alive, a cherished part of the rich tapestry of Irish culture. The leprechaun, with his twinkling eyes and elusive nature, has long been more than just a playful trickster. His story resonates deeply within the human psyche, touching on themes that are both ancient and profound. To understand the leprechaun's true impact, we must look beyond the surface of his mythical charm and explore the psychological and symbolic layers that give his legend its enduring power. Psychologically, the leprechaun embodies a complex set of traits that reflect our deepest fears and desires. His trickery and cunning are not just elements of folklore but represent the unpredictable and often uncontrollable aspects of life. The leprechaun's ability to outwit others taps into the human experience of facing challenges that seem beyond our grasp, reminding us of the cleverness and resilience required to navigate a world full of uncertainties. The leprechaun's pot of gold is a potent symbol of our longing for security and fortune. Gold, throughout history, has been a universal symbol of wealth and success. For the leprechaun, it represents not only material gain but also the elusive nature of our dreams and aspirations. The treasure that the leprechaun guards is always just out of reach, reflecting the human experience of striving for something that often remains just beyond our grasp. This constant chase mirrors our own quests for meaning, happiness, and fulfillment, highlighting the delicate balance between desire and reality. Trickery, a key trait of the leprechaun, holds a special place in the symbolic landscape. It represents the idea that life is full of surprises and that not everything is as it seems. The leprechaun's mischief reminds us of the value of wit and adaptability, teaching us to approach life with both caution and humor. In a world where appearances can be deceiving, the leprechaun's tricks serve as a metaphor for the unexpected twists and turns that shape our lives. As a cultural archetype, the leprechaun embodies the qualities of the trickster figure found in many mythologies around the world. The trickster is a boundary crosser, a being who disrupts the status quo and challenges conventional wisdom. By embracing chaos and uncertainty, the trickster reveals deeper truths about human nature and society. The leprechaun, with his blend of mischief and wisdom, fits this archetype perfectly, acting as a catalyst for change and a mirror for our own inner conflicts. The leprechaun's role as a cultural archetype also reflects our collective struggles with identity and transformation. His ability to shift between roles, from a guardian of treasure to a playful mischief maker, highlights the fluid nature of our own selves and the various masks we wear. This duality underscores the idea that we are all capable of embracing different aspects of our personalities, depending on the circumstances we face. In the end, the leprechaun story is more than just a charming myth, it is a reflection of our deepest psychological truths and cultural archetypes. His tricks and treasures, while enchanting, are also profound symbols of the complexities and contradictions of human life. As we encounter the leprechaun in folklore and media, we are reminded of the delicate dance between desire and reality, the importance of wit and resilience, and the timeless quest for meaning and fulfillment. In the heart of Ireland, where ancient landscapes meet modern life, the leprechaun stands as a symbol of the nation's spirit and identity. This whimsical figure, with his mischievous grin and hidden pot of gold, has become more than just a character from folklore, he is a powerful emblem of Irish cultural identity. The leprechaun's role in shaping Irish cultural identity is profound. As Ireland's folklore found its way into the broader world, the leprechaun emerged as a defining icon, representing the nation's charm and magical heritage. His image, steeped in centuries of myth and legend, encapsulates the spirit of a land rich in history and tradition. For many Irish people, the leprechaun is a reminder of their cultural roots and a source of pride. He symbolizes the enduring strength of Irish traditions and the unique character of the Irish people, celebrated in stories and songs passed down through generations. The influence of the leprechaun extends into national symbols and heritage. In the 19th and 20th centuries, as Ireland sought to establish a distinct national identity, the leprechaun became a beloved figure on postcards, souvenirs, and national celebrations. His image graced everything from advertisements to public festivals, embodying the playful and resilient spirit of the Irish people. The leprechaun's association with luck and good fortune also tied into broader national themes, reflecting Ireland's aspirations and the hope for a bright future. For the Irish diaspora, the leprechaun holds a special place. As Irish immigrants spread across the globe, they carried with them not just the story of their homeland, but also the leprechaun's legend. In countries far from Ireland, the leprechaun became a symbol of Irish heritage and a link to the old country. Celebrations of St. Patrick's Day, with its green attire and festive spirit, often feature the leprechaun as a central figure, bridging the gap between the past and present. For those living abroad, the leprechaun represents a piece of home and a connection to their roots. The leprechaun's presence in the Irish diaspora also highlights the ways in which cultural symbols evolve and adapt. In different parts of the world, the leprechaun's image has been embraced and reinterpreted, often in ways that reflect local contexts and experiences. This adaptability is a testament to the leprechaun's enduring appeal and his role as a cultural ambassador for the Irish people. Throughout history and across continents, the leprechaun has remained a powerful symbol of Irish identity. His story, full of magic and mischief, captures the imagination and hearts of people both in Ireland and around the world. As a reflection of the Irish spirit, the leprechaun continues to enchant and inspire, serving as a living testament to the rich cultural heritage and enduring legacy of the Emerald Isle. The leprechaun's image, with its enchanting blend of mischief and charm, has captivated artists and audiences alike, finding a place in paintings, sculptures, and illustrations that span centuries. Each artistic depiction tells a story, capturing the essence of this magical creature and reflecting the evolving interpretations of Irish folklore. In the world of visual arts, leprechauns have been portrayed in a variety of ways, from the delicate brushstrokes of 19th-century paintings to the vibrant, whimsical illustrations of modern times. Early artistic representations often focused on the leprechaun's traditional elements, his green coat, buckled shoes, and the iconic pot of gold. These depictions, rich in detail and rooted in folklore, aim to bring the mythical character to life, inviting viewers to step into a world where magic was tangible and within reach. One notable example is the work of Richard Doyle, an illustrator of the 19th century whose paintings brought the leprechaun's whimsical world to the forefront of British art. Doyle's illustrations were not just charming, they were filled with intricate details that echoed the charm of Irish folklore. His leprechauns, often portrayed in playful settings with their treasures, reflected both the magic of the stories and the artist's fascination with the mythical. As time passed, artistic representations of leprechauns evolved. In the early 20th century, artists began to reinterpret the leprechaun with a modern twist. The leprechaun's image was softened and adapted to fit new cultural contexts, becoming a figure of lighthearted humor and fantasy. This shift was seen in both commercial art and children's books, where leprechauns were depicted as friendly and approachable characters, appealing to a broader audience and cementing their place in popular culture. In sculpture, the leprechaun's form has been captured in a variety of materials, from bronze to ceramic. Sculptures often highlight the leprechaun's distinctive features, such as his small stature and cheeky expression, bringing a three-dimensional aspect to his folklore. These sculptures serve as tangible reminders of the leprechaun's magical presence, transforming the mythical into something physical and enduring. The influence of the leprechaun on art extends beyond Ireland's shores. Globally, The leprechaun has become a symbol of Irish culture, often used in art to evoke themes of magic, luck, and whimsy. In international art, the leprechaun's image has been embraced in various forms, from playful cartoon characters to intricate designs in festival decorations. This global adaptation of the leprechaun reflects the widespread appeal of this mythological figure and his role as a cultural ambassador for Ireland. Artistic representations of leprechauns also mirror the changing attitudes and cultural contexts in which they are created. From the early, detailed portrayals rooted in folklore to the modern, whimsical depictions seen in advertising and popular media, the leprechaun's image has been shaped by the times. These changes in artistic representation not only reflect the evolving nature of the leprechaun myth, but also highlight the ways in which art can capture and reinterpret cultural symbols. The leprechaun's journey through art is a testament to the enduring power of folklore and the ability of mythological figures to adapt and thrive in different contexts. Each artistic depiction, whether a delicate painting or a playful sculpture, contributes to the rich tapestry of the leprechaun's legend, preserving the magic and charm of this beloved figure for generations to come. In the heart of Ireland, where the echoes of ancient traditions blend with the rhythm of modern life, the leprechaun emerges as a vibrant symbol of celebration. Throughout history and across the globe, this mischievous character has played a delightful role in festivals, weaving his way into the fabric of both traditional and contemporary festivities. Traditionally, leprechauns have been a part of Irish celebrations, their presence adding a touch of magic and whimsy to the festivities. In ancient times, festivals marking the changing seasons and the harvest would often include stories and songs about leprechauns. These celebrations, rooted in Celtic traditions, were more than just a way to mark the passage of time. They were a way to connect with the natural world and honor the folklore that shaped the Irish identity. The leprechaun, with his pot of gold and playful tricks, symbolized the richness of the land and the joy of community gatherings. As Ireland's festivals evolved, so did the role of the leprechaun. During St. Patrick's Day, which has become a global celebration of Irish culture, the leprechaun has taken center stage. This vibrant festival, originally a religious celebration, has transformed into a joyous occasion marked by parades, music, and dancing. The leprechaun, dressed in his iconic green suit and top hat, is now a staple of St. Patrick's Day festivities. His image appears on everything from parade floats to banners, embodying the spirit of celebration and bringing a touch of folklore to the festivities. The modern adaptations of leprechauns in festivals have added layers of fun and fantasy to the celebrations. From elaborate costumes and festive decorations to playful activities and themed parties, the leprechaun's image has been creatively incorporated into the festivities. This modern twist on the traditional figure allows people of all ages to engage with the myth in a fresh and entertaining way. Whether it's a leprechaun-themed treasure hunt or a community event celebrating Irish culture, the leprechaun continues to inspire joy and laughter. In community and national celebrations, the leprechaun plays a role that extends beyond mere symbolism. He acts as a unifying figure, bringing people together in a shared celebration of heritage and tradition. At local festivals, the leprechaun's presence can foster a sense of belonging and pride as people gather to celebrate their cultural roots and enjoy the festivities. On a national level, the leprechaun serves as an ambassador of Irish culture, showcasing the country's rich traditions and vibrant spirit to the world. The leprechaun's role in these celebrations is not just about entertainment, it's about preserving and celebrating cultural heritage. Through festivals and public events, the leprechaun helps to keep traditional stories and customs alive, passing them on to new generations and ensuring that the magic of Irish folklore continues to thrive. His presence at these gatherings reminds people of the rich tapestry of their cultural history and the importance of community and celebration. As the leprechaun dances through the streets of parades and the pages of festival programs, his legacy endures. His playful spirit and enchanting lore infuse every celebration with a sense of wonder and joy. Whether in a small village or a bustling city, the leprechaun continues to be a cherished part of Irish festivals, connecting people to their past and to each other. In the heart of modern life, where technology and tradition often seem worlds apart, the leprechaun continues to cast his spell, blending ancient magic with contemporary reality. His presence in today's world is more than a nostalgic echo of folklore. It is a living, breathing testament to the enduring allure of this mythical figure. In recent years, stories of leprechaun sightings have emerged from both rural landscapes and urban environments. These accounts, often shared with a mix of excitement and disbelief, recount encounters with the elusive creature in places where magic seems an unlikely visitor. From mysterious footprints discovered in the early morning dew to fleeting glimpses of a green-clad figure darting through the woods, these modern-day sightings keep the leprechaun's legend alive. They stir a sense of wonder and possibility, reminding us that, even in an age dominated by science and reason, the magic of folklore still holds a place in our hearts. Urban legends and modern folklore have also embraced the leprechaun, casting him into contemporary narratives that mix old-world charm with current anxieties and fantasies. These stories often feature leprechauns in unexpected roles, guardians of lost city treasures, tricksters who outsmart high-tech thieves, or even magical mentors in a world that seems increasingly disconnected from its mythical past. Such tales, though rooted in ancient myth, are woven into the fabric of modern life, reflecting society's ongoing fascination with magic and mystery. The leprechaun's influence on contemporary Irish culture is profound and multifaceted. He is more than just a symbol of tradition, he is a vibrant part of the nation's cultural identity. In everyday life, leprechauns appear in various forms, on souvenirs, in advertising, and even in community events. They serve as a bridge between Ireland's rich past and its present, connecting people to their heritage while engaging with the world in a modern context. This cultural presence extends to celebrations and festivals where the leprechaun remains a central figure, embodying both the historical and the contemporary. His image, whether in the form of playful decorations or as part of storytelling, continues to evoke a sense of wonder and joy. In these moments, the leprechaun is not merely a relic of the past, but a living part of the culture, adapting and thriving in a world that is ever-changing. Moreover, the leprechaun's role in modern Irish culture reflects a deeper connection to the past. He represents a link to ancient traditions and beliefs, offering a sense of continuity in a rapidly evolving world. For many, the leprechaun is a reminder of the magic that once pervaded everyday life and a symbol of a shared cultural heritage that transcends time. The stories of leprechauns, both old and new, resonate with an emotional depth that speaks to our desire for wonder and connection. They remind us that, amid the hustle of modern life, there is still a place for magic and mystery. Whether through a fleeting sighting, a new urban legend, or a beloved cultural symbol, the leprechaun continues to enchant and inspire, bridging the gap between the mythical and the modern, and keeping the magic of folklore alive in the hearts of people today. The leprechaun, a figure that dances between reality and myth, is often shrouded in misconceptions. These misunderstandings transform a rich and complex folklore into a series of oversimplified tales. Beneath the surface of these charming stories, there's a deeper, more nuanced reality waiting to be revealed. One of the most common misconceptions about leprechauns is that they are merely small, mischievous creatures with a pot of gold. While it's true that leprechauns are often depicted in this way, this portrayal is only a fragment of their rich mythological background. In reality, leprechauns are deeply rooted in ancient Irish mythology, where they were once seen as part of a broader pantheon of fairies and nature spirits. Their role was not solely to guard treasure, but to embody the magic and mystery of the natural world. Another widespread belief is that leprechauns are inherently malevolent or tricksters who delight in causing trouble. This image, popularized in literature and media, overlooks the more complex aspects of their character. Historically, leprechauns were viewed with a mixture of respect and wariness. They were believed to possess great wisdom and were sometimes seen as guardians of sacred places or ancient knowledge. Their trickster nature was not always malevolent, but often a way to test human character or protect their own secrets. Separating fact from fiction requires a closer look at historical and modern sources. Many modern depictions of leprechauns are shaped by commercial interests and popular media, which often prioritize entertainment over accuracy. For instance, the image of the leprechaun as a jolly little man with a green suit and a pot of gold has been heavily influenced by advertising and consumer culture, especially around St. Patrick's Day. This portrayal has overshadowed the more traditional and varied representations found in older folklore. Historical texts offer a more nuanced view of leprechauns. Ancient Irish manuscripts described leprechauns as part of the wider fairy folk, connected to the Tuatha Dé Danann, the mythical race of gods and goddesses in Irish mythology. These early accounts reveal a being that was deeply entwined with the natural and supernatural world, rather than a simple figure of fun. Critical analysis of these sources highlights the evolution of the leprechaun myth. Over time, the leprechaun's image has been shaped by external influences, including colonialism, which often simplified and commercialized indigenous myths. The process of retelling and adapting folklore for different audiences has led to distortions and the loss of the original meanings and roles attributed to these mythical beings. Understanding the leprechaun's true place in folklore requires recognizing these layers of transformation and the impact of cultural shifts on mythological narratives. By peeling back the layers of modern misconceptions and examining historical contexts, we can appreciate the leprechaun not as a mere icon of whimsical fantasy but as a complex figure with deep cultural significance. The leprechaun's myth, like any living folklore, evolves with time and culture. While it is shaped by popular images and commercial interests, it remains rooted in a rich tapestry of history and tradition. By addressing these misconceptions and seeking a deeper understanding, we honor the true essence of the leprechaun and the vibrant folklore from which he springs. The leprechaun, that mischievous figure of folklore, remains a powerful symbol across cultures and centuries. His story is a tapestry woven from threads of myth, history, and modern imagination, making him one of the most enduring characters in folklore. As we explore the journey of the leprechaun through time, we uncover layers of meaning that speak to our collective yearning for magic and wonder. At the heart of the leprechaun myth lies a rich history of transformation and adaptation. From ancient Celtic myths to medieval literature, and finally to modern media, the leprechaun has been reimagined time and again. Each era added its own color to the leprechaun's tale, reflecting the changing values and imaginations of its people. The leprechaun's evolution from a guardian of hidden treasure to a playful figure in pop culture illustrates the malleability of folklore and its ability to resonate with each new generation. The leprechaun's role in Irish culture is profound and multifaceted. In ancient times, he was a part of the fairy folk, imbued with a sense of mystery and reverence. Over time, as Ireland underwent various social and political changes, so too did the leprechaun's image transform. From being a symbol of ancient wisdom to becoming a central figure in festive celebrations and commercial advertisements, the leprechaun's presence in Irish life reflects both the preservation and adaptation of cultural heritage. Modern interpretations of the leprechaun, while often commercialized, continue to capture the imagination of people around the world. They bring a touch of whimsy and magic to our everyday lives, reminding us of the joy and wonder that stories can provide. Whether in the form of playful decorations, film characters, or holiday symbols, the leprechaun endures as a symbol of hope, magic, and a touch of the unexpected. As we look to the future, the leprechaun's myth is poised to continue evolving. In a world increasingly fascinated by digital stories and global media, the leprechaun may find new forms and meanings. The essence of the leprechaun, with his blend of mischief, magic, and a hint of the mystical, ensures that he will remain a beloved figure in storytelling and culture. The enduring nature of the leprechaun myth lies in its ability to adapt and resonate with each new generation, keeping the magic alive in our hearts and minds.